MAG has found, however, that the most common offenders tend to be males aged 18 to 34, many of whom drive pickup trucks.
Well, I once knew this dude who was sort of stupid and rude. I'd say mostly sawdust for brains. As he'd speed down the road, this strange little toad, the things he'd do were nearly insane. For instance, he'd roll down the window of his pickup truck and he'd just toss his trash out to the wind. Till one fateful day, as he sped on his way, the ketchup and the mustard and everything came back on him. So please, don't trash Arizona.
Some people joke it's like having a magic pickup. You start out with a lot of trash in the bed of your pickup. And when you get to your destination, it has magically disappeared. But it's not magic. And the litter left behind is no joke.
It's not only a safety issue, but it's an environmental issue.
Department of Public Safety Officer Scott Valentino patrols our freeways, and if he catches you littering, either intentionally or magically, it's a $500 fine. Besides litter bugs, Valentino is looking for something else, something that's not only an eyesore, but could actually kill people.
And what I'm holding here is a steel belt from a steel belt tire. It's similar to the one there, the tire tread there, it's on the side there. This most likely came from there. The steel belts get hot, it separates the glue from the tire. Tire tread comes off, as you see there. Generally, it'll land in the road.
Blown out tires like this one are not uncommon. They are extreme road hazards if left on the roadway. Valentino says it's important that drivers maintain their vehicles, including proper tire pressure.
A, make sure you have proper tire inflation, not too high, not too low. B, make sure the tire sidewalls aren't dried. And then check the treads as well and make sure there's no nails or screws lodged inside.
Besides being ugly debris along our roads and dangerous to motorists, these tires can also create other off-road hazards.
This piece of steel belt could have actually started this fire.
Of course, tires aren't the only items that can fly off cars. Anything that is not properly secured or tied down poses a real and deadly risk.
Just south of this location, about a half a mile, a barbecue came off a truck, fell in the roadway. Vehicle swerved to miss the barbecue that was in the roadway, and it killed the passenger.
Debris from unsecured loads is responsible for thousands of accidents and dozens of fatalities across the U.S. every year.
There actually are 75 or 80 people every year killed in our country by running into debris on the freeway.
This on my forearm is a tattoo of Matthew, a very special picture of Matthew. He's wearing his Yankee hat. He was a diehard Yankee fan.
Paul Reef's 29-year-old son Matthew was buried in his Yankees hat. Paul knows firsthand about the tragic consequences of dangerous debris.
Approximately 11 o'clock that night, the Gilbert police came to my door and they asked me if I had a son named Matthew, and I said yes. And I said, "Are you here to tell me that Matthew has passed?" And they said, "Yes, Matthew passed away in an automobile accident."
Matthew was killed while driving on this highway just outside of Maricopa County when something smashed through his windshield and severed his brachial artery.
And then he hit the guardrails and his foot stuck to the accelerator and the back wheels were spinning and smoking, and one of the people stopped and they turned his truck off, and when they opened up his door, a 1-foot piece of metal fell out the side of his truck.
That 1-foot piece of metal was apparently a piece of debris that bounced off the asphalt from the highway on which Matthew was driving.
The living with the grief of Matthew gone is almost an impossible task. It is survival every moment. My wife and I cannot bring ourselves to the fact that Matthew is no longer here.
Today, his father Paul is on a mission to educate people about the dangers of roadway debris and how properly tying down your load could save someone's life.
Road debris is very dangerous and people need to be aware of it. Unfortunately, my son was killed by it. We move on. I do live this every day of my life. I do spend as much time as I can to talk to people and do whatever I can to make people aware about this problem so it can be avoided.
Once again, it comes down to personal responsibility.
If we're hauling trash in the back of our pickups, then put a tarp over it so it doesn't blow out on the street. We have a number of accidents in the valley every year that are simply people running over other people's trash that's in the roadway because we haven't controlled it. We had a gentleman killed on the freeway just a few months ago riding a motorcycle who ran into a piece of trash or debris on the freeway. Those kinds of things are just not acceptable.
Tempe Mayor Hallman notes that the Don't Trash Arizona program does seem to be helping. A recent survey found that half of Arizonans have heard the slogan Don't Trash Arizona, and the number of males 18 to 35 who admit to littering has fallen.
In fact, the campaign by Maricopa Association of Governments has increased awareness about litter by 29%, and we've seen a 66% reduction in litter complaints. But we still need your help.
Okay, camera people, are we all set?
These Indian Bend Elementary School fourth graders want to help.
If people throw litter on the freeways, they might crash and it could cause death or serious injury.
That's 1.6 pounds of trash.
That's why these kids are serious about their school project. They're making a video aimed at motorist safety, ecology,
Litter is a problem that affects everyone.
and even tourism.
So if we don't change our actions right now, then if people come here to spend their money, they don't want to because there's litter and it's an ugly place and it's not. He can probably spend it somewhere else.
Our beginning of our PSA, and yesterday we storyboarded it.
Doris Gonzalez teaches her students about saving the world and saving your money.
Well, if you litter, is throwing your money out the door because it costs $500. It's a $500 fine if you litter. So that's a bad thing. If you litter, you're just throwing your money right out the door.
MAG research finds many people don't think of small items like gum or straw wrappers as litter. But with 3.7 million residents in the valley, those small items can add up. The good news is there are some easy solutions. Simply refrain from tossing any item out your window, including cigarettes. Use a litter bag in your vehicle. Don't keep trash in the bed of your pickup. And make sure vehicle loads are safely secured with tarps or tie-downs. If you see someone littering from a vehicle, you can call the litter hotline toll-free at 1-877-3-LITTER or report them through the website at don'ttrasharizona.com.
Litter's ugly, it's unhealthy, it's unsafe. Let's take pride in our state. Don't trash Arizona.
Don't Trash Arizona, take 2, quiet on the set, action.
When we grow up, we hope our planet will be clean and green and free of pollution.
But we have to have a plan and all work together.
After all, we think the patient is worth saving. So instead of being part of the problem, become part of the solution.
For more information on how you can help, please visit our website.
And sing as they fly. It's a song of spring that my heart does sing, and I'd like to teach it to you, so that when you've gone, you can have my song, and your heart can sing it too.